Hey everybody, welcome to HalfBeard Beardscratchers, where we try to discuss some issues in current video games are not necessarily so easily put into an article. It's not the stuff I've been able to really write easily. So I'm going to talk about it. I'm going to look at you, I'm going to talk about it. What I'm going to talk about today is Bioshock Infinite. A fantastic game. It deserves all the praise it's been getting for it. Really been enjoying playing my way through it. But the first couple hours do something I've never really seen in a video game before. It emulates a very particular feeling. It emulates the feeling of hiding in a crowd. It emulates the feeling of being alone. It emulates the feeling of being in a place of absolute peace and serenity, but knowing that at any moment that could all be dashed because you let yourself be discovered. It's a feeling that I personally have felt as a Jew, being inside a Christian church or something like that. As a matter of, not as a matter of any sort of intolerance, as a matter of cultural history. You spend so a culture spends so long being hunted by everybody. They're obviously going to feel a little wary when they're sitting in the place surrounded by people who classically have not really been fans of them. And it's a very powerful feeling. It's a very gut instinct feeling. It's very much a feeling of, even though every fiber, every neuron in your head, every fiber of your heart is telling you everyone around you is wonderful and nice, and they're all just wonderful human beings just like you. They just happen to, take some solace from a different set of books. You can't let them know what you are. Again, there's no reason behind it. It's a gut feeling. By definition, it's hard to describe. I don't know why we're doing this video instead of an article, but it's that feeling that just it's nerve-wracking, and to have that be represented in a video game, to have that just utter fear become present in a video game is remarkable. And it's it's not obviously not just a Jewish thing. I mean, it's the same sort of thing a Gypsy could, somebody of Gypsy or Romani heritage could feel. It's the same sort of thing anybody who maybe a Scientologist or a Mormon or someone who's just of any sort of different mindset or religious view, but still on the outside looks very similar to the majority of the people around them. It's that feeling of hiding within the enemy, even if they're not your enemy and you're just being neurotic. But still, it's an insane feeling, and the opening 2 hours of Bioshock capture it perfectly. The game's, I'm gonna do my best not to just describe the first 2 hours of the game in detail, because that's again why we're doing this video instead of the article. That's pretty much what that article was. I felt really bad after rereading through my writing. I'm like, I have done nothing here but spoil Bioshock terribly. The whole thing kind of starts off though in a very large temple area, and just the atmosphere immediately, while being very calm, it breeds that feeling. As you get through there, you walk through the streets of Columbia before who you are and what you're doing there has been discovered, and you see all these wonderfully happy people. They're out shopping, they're on picnics with their kids, they're watching a barbershop quartet sing a song from many years later. And it's just a wonderful day. Everyone's happy, everyone's smiling. You think, why? You almost feel bad that you're there, that you might be this aspect that's ruining this wonderful day. And then it all culminates in a moment I'm willing to spoil, because it was in all the preview material, of you just keep going through it. You still haven't seen any of the things that everybody else in the media is talking about. You haven't seen the horrible racism yet. You haven't seen the labor struggles. You've only had hints of these things. But what you finally get to the scene alluded to in the previews, the scene of the raffle, where you are selected to throw a baseball at a mixed race couple. And the game gives you a choice. You can throw the baseball at the couple, or you can throw at the announcer who's giving you the ball. Now, the choice ends the same way either way, which I won't ruin. But it's a choice you might be surprised is there at all. The choice, it's got a timer. It goes down. Most people are gonna, they're immediately gonna hit the announcer button. Because why would you throw it to the mixed race couple? What kind of horrible monster are you? But if you have been experiencing the feeling I've been mentioning, if you have that kind of cultural history, that idea, that feeling is bred into you, Well, you're going to get to that scene, and while you're going to feel like an absolute monster for even considering it, you're going to have that knee-jerk 1/2 of a moment reaction of, I need to throw the ball at them, I need to hold my cover, or else they're going to rip me limb from limb. It's that moment that kept me at that choice while the timer ran down. It's that moment that makes the game, that makes those first couple hours so powerful and really sets up exactly how important Bioshock Infinite is. I mean, it ends up going through a lot of wonderful and interesting themes later on. Again, the themes of race relations that I've mentioned, labor relations, all that kind of stuff. But those first couple hours that really set the bar. And while, you know, it's obviously not something that's been, as I said, it's not been talked about much in the media because I simply don't feel it's something that maybe a lot of media has a lot of experience with. It's definitely not as common a feeling as it used to be, but it's definitely, it's impactful. And I think if you go into it with that kind of perspective, if you kind of think about it as this is what it's like to be, you know, alone but surrounded by people, it can be quite harrowing. I mean, bottom line, Bioshock's a fantastic game, and the central message of the whole game, at least as far as I've been able to see, is that life is not about what you make of it. It's about what side of the coin you end up on. And sometimes you get lucky, and sometimes you don't. Huh. Talk to you guys next time.